In this do's and don'ts video, we'll be looking at our overhead preparation and discussing how to set up for all our overhead shots. Our first mistake we see is with the elbow position. You'll notice how Daryl has his elbow tucked into his side. This can result in our overhead action looking a little bit like we're throwing a shot put. Having his arm this low can make our swing too big and as a result make the shot more difficult to time, less consistent, lower our contact point, and is harder to execute when under pressure. If we take a look at good elbow positioning, you'll see that the elbow, I would say, is roughly in line with the shoulder, which is a good starting point. Hitting this way will allow you to contact the shuttle higher and hopefully give you more of a natural throwing action. If you take a look at this next freeze frame, you can see visually how we want one line from our front hand to our racket elbow. This will give us a shorter, compact swing with a smaller, more precise hitting zone, making it more difficult for the opponent to see what's coming next. Please bear in mind with all these points in this video that everyone's overhead might look slightly different, but you need to find a set way that works for you, that's simple, so you can repeat it every time and it looks the same for your drop, smash and clear. Now on to our second common mistake with our overhead preparation, and that's players who have their elbow in front. This sometimes happens as a result of having the wrong grip, a panhandle grip, or someone who struggles with timing their swing. This side-on angle highlights the elbow position in relation to the body. This action doesn't allow us to use all the muscles in our body, resulting in less power on our clears and smashes, and this shortened swing will give us less disguise on our drops, as it doesn't look like we're going to hit a smash. What we should be doing is pulling the elbow back behind us like a bow and arrow. This allows us to throw the elbow forward when hitting to give us more power and ensuring our drops look like smashes. This is because we're now recruiting more muscles when hitting and using the whole kinetic chain in the right way. In these side-by-side comparisons, you can see the difference in where the elbow is positioned and how this allows Daryl to use more muscles and rotate his hips through when hitting. This will result in a more smooth and fluid overhead action. Next up, and this one you can probably spot straight away, but a common mistake we see people make with shots all around the court, and that's the use of our non-racket arm. We often see people having a limp non-racket arm, but it's important we don't neglect it, as it plays an important part in our overhead preparation and the shot itself. We should have our non-racket arm up in preparation for the shot. As a guide, I would say we need to point it at the shuttle. This is crucial for balancing and countering our racket arm position. We need to throw the left arm away to the side when hitting to help our body rotate quicker, providing more force on the shuttle. You can clearly see the difference in our non-racket arm position and how using it makes our shots less stiff and cramped. Our next mistake is with the action before we hit the shuttle, and we sometimes see people having two separate parts to their swing, where they are turning and preparing and then swinging separately. As a result of stopping before the shot, you lose power from the rotation and the use of the shoulder muscles, making it difficult to smash hard and hit to the back tram line, as here we are only using a small amount of muscle groups. Trying to time the second phase of the shot can prove to be difficult, as having to stop the racket and accelerate again makes it difficult to judge when to swing. Taking a look at the correct way to hit, the incorrect way should be done all in one action combined, making for a smooth and flowing overhead shot. This smooth action will help with both power and timing. As you're building the racket head speed through the swing, in a controlled way that gives us a flowing whip action. When you've developed a good overhead technique, you can use the double action technique to do a stop drop or a stop clear, but you'll stop the racket on that overhead action just before the shot, rather than waiting a long time for the shuttle to drop and get to you. These advanced shots are played more at a higher level, can be more deceptive, but require good timing and a strong technique. You'll clearly see in these examples, side by side, how doing it all in one action looks less disjointed and a lot smoother, allowing you to hit harder with less effort. Not only that, but if your friends are watching you play, you'll make it look so easy to generate lots of power. Our next mistake is one we see often with juniors and new players who have the body facing where they're aiming. This will give you less power, as we can't throw our weight forward with the legs and hips, which also means we have no momentum going forward to help recovery into the next shot, as it's difficult to push forward if the feet are facing square to the net, making it hard for us to recover back to base for the next shot. By being in a side-on position with the racket leg behind the non-racket leg, it allows us to get this racket leg behind our contact point, which means we can drive forward, throwing our weight and body into the shot. We should be able to drop our weight onto the back leg before hitting, which allows us to get behind those tougher shots a little bit more, with more ease, helping us to scissor kick and get back to base ready for the next shot, both on balance and with more ease. These shots here highlight the effect of getting in the right position has on moving back, getting behind the shuttle, hitting a good shot and getting back to base quickly in a much more smooth and effective way. If you'd like to see other footwork mistakes and how to correct these so you can cover the court more easily, then click on this video here.